little bit. And you have been passionate about bowling and a big organizer for some very large bowling events, state championships, things of that nature in Pittsfield in years past. So this is an economic development situation, in my opinion, but that right now there is no 10-pin bowling in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's a shame because, we still have the high school bowling league. Matt Filio and I are trying to keep it going for the kids in high school. We've got hundreds of kids in our league. We got 100, I think it's 153 we had 2 years ago. Last year we had to cancel, obviously, because the schools were all closed down.
Sure.
Matt and I are trying very hard to keep it going, but the bowling alley in Pittsfield, I don't understand. You got an area of 40,000 people, and they want to sell it to a pot place, and now they're having all kinds of permit problems and things like that. But we need bowling here. So many of the candlepin lanes and the 10-pin lanes have gone out over the years, and we need something for the kids to do. And
I think there's only that one candlepin lane left, right? The one that's next to Ken's Bowl, right?
Right, Imperial.
Okay, so Imperial is pretty much all we got left at this point. Right. And of course, that's not the traditional bowling, as people know. The 10-pin is the big ball. Yeah. and I'm no bowling expert, I can tell you that. But I may have broken 150 one time in my life. But I can tell you that yeah, I mean, that's a lot of kids. And so if you're trying to keep it going, where are they bowling right now?
Right now we're going to bowl this year at the Cove and Mount Greylock and go back and forth. But a lot of the kids are going over to East Greenbush and over to Albany and Rensselaer. And a very important thing that comes out of our league, our high school league especially, we've got several kids in the last few years that have gotten full scholarships for bowling. They go to college for bowling, they get full scholarships, they go to national tournaments and for regional tournaments. And that's all part of the growing up process. And that bowling is something they can do for a lifetime.
Sure.
Not like other sports.
And so these scholarships, I mean, to me, how many players come out of the Berkshires in sports, right. And we've had our share, but when it comes down to it, if you have a sport that has a good number of people, and I used to say this about, like, say, cross country and track, we would have a sort of higher percentage of kids come out and be able to run at Division I schools, that sort of thing. So that's a sport that you want to cultivate even further. Bowling, yeah, I mean, if you have opportunities to get scholarships and help families out because kids have dedicated themselves to a sport that's accessible to them, now it's not really accessible.
No, I mean, to give you an example, we had a young lady at Ken's when I was running the junior program, Brianna Amadon. She went on to Wichita State, which is the top Division I college for women for bowling.
Wow.
And she got a full scholarship and spent 4 years there. And we've had kids go to Temple, to everywhere. They've gone everywhere. And surprisingly, we've gotten a lot of girls got scholarships.
Yeah. So female athletes, there you go. So, I mean, this is something we're missing the boat. I think this is something that Absolutely. The city government should be sort of involved in a way, not to control everything, but there are things that you can do to make sure and to work through the process. And even with a closed lane, hey, how do we get these lanes and maybe put them somewhere else if Ken's is going to go away? These kinds of things. And I know you've done some research on that.
Yes, I called the United States Bowling Congress, and they gave me a gentleman's name out in California. He takes bowling alleys and refurbishes them, and he also reinstates them for people, and stuff like that. And I asked him to look into it, and he was going to look into it for us and see what he could do. But he thinks it's a shame that a city the size of Pittsfield does not have a tenpin bowling alley.
Well, I did just have a conversation not too long ago with Nick Russo, and I didn't realize that Nick Russo bowled in high school. One of the best kept secrets out
Bowled
there.
in my league for about 10 years.
10 years. Who knew? So he's running for council, and he actually, I believe, went to school in Rochester, and Rochester actually picked up a bowling lane and put it into a new setting, and it was an old warehouse or something, and they turned it into an entertainment bowling center. So it can be done. For sure. I mean, and there's a market for it. That's the thing. It's not like Ken's wasn't making money. They were making money, and I'm sure profitable to some extent. It sounds like the owner just kind of is ready to hang it up, and I think this was just a series of unfortunate events to lead to this.
Yeah, we also got Pete Marchetti, as you know, he bowled in my league for 15 years and has been helping run the junior league for the last few years. So we have a lot of people around that all say the same thing.
Come on, Peter, let's do something here. Peter, come on, let's go. Let's get these bowling alleys back.
It's a shame. Pittsfield, I know a lot of stuff has gone away in Pittsfield from the GE, which I worked in for years and everything else, but this is something. We used to have 3 10-pin bowling alleys at one time. We had the Stanley Club. I don't know if you remember that. That was a long time ago. I used to set pins there. Nickel a game I'd get.
That's pretty good, though. Let's see. If you do. oh, you mean a nickel a game? Like, so a game is
was what the pin setter got.
Not per. Wait. So wait, just a little bowling education. So a game is the whole game. So
the whole game.
Okay. So if they but a frame. Oh yeah. So what's a frame?
A frame is one box. You get 10 boxes in the game.
Okay. So you weren't getting a nickel a frame.
No, game.
A game. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, inflation. I guess it wasn't so bad.
That was before they had machines. I don't want to age myself, but that was before they had machines.
Man,
it was the Imperial had 10-pin bowling and candlepin bowling, and obviously Ken's came along. It was Berkshire Bowl and then Ken's Bowl.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to tell you how many candlepin lanes they used to have. My God, they had. I'll bet they had 15.
There's probably one on every corner. And then
there was. There was the
and then you throw bocce ball into it.
Yeah, bocce ball.
They probably, I mean, like the Italian American Club still has bocce ball, right?
And they used to have it right where the Rainbow was. They used to have it right across the street. There was a bocce ball pit.
Yeah.
Down in the Common.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, hopefully we can get 10-pin bowling back. Oh my gosh, I appreciate everything you're doing for it, but it is a missed opportunity, especially for the kids. And again, it's not just the kids. It's it's Peter Marchetti. Poor Peter. Where does he bowl?
Where's
Peter bowl right now?
I don't know where he's going. He's kind of lost.
Oh, poor Peter. So, all right. Well, I want to see the full backdrop there. So how does Notre Dame look this year? I don't even know when their season,
they were 10-2 this year. They made it.
That's right. They were great.
Yeah, they went to the college football playoffs, and they got a real good recruiting class coming in, but they got to pick a quarterback, and the top quarterback they got was Jack Cohn from Wisconsin. He transferred.
Okay.
So they've got a good looking team for this year. They got some great running backs.
Yep. All right.
And they got my support, so they're all set.
Well, of course. Well, that's always been the case. I don't know if it's always worked every year, though.
No, not when Jerry.
I do remember. Was it 1988? Was that the last national championship?
Yes.
With who was on that team?
Tony Rice.
Rice.
His picture's up there in back of me.
Yeah.
Lou Holtz. His picture is over here.
Good old Lou Holtz and that was
a photograph of him and Tony Rice. And Rice is over here.
Yeah. And who did they win? Who did they beat in their bowl game that year?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah, that was kind of, but they beat they beat everybody. Of course, they went undefeated.
Yeah.
They beat Michigan and USC and, you know, all those big games. So it was that was a great team. That was a great
Yeah.
team. But that's the last time they won, right?
That's the last time they won the national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, they still had, because they don't play in a conference.
Right. So
So
well, maybe one day again, but 10-2, not bad. Not bad.
not
We'll
bad.
take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. So Lou Orazio, the legend, I thank you for your time. I wish you the best, and I'm great to see you up and about and out there walking and doing your thing. And then the Adult Baseball League starts tomorrow. Signups are still open all the way, you know, through, you said July. So
Yeah.
should people reach out to you, or what should they do to sign up?
All they have to do is go to our website, which is www.leaguelineup1word.com/ORAZL. And right on the website, it gives you a registration form and everything else.
All right, we'll put that link right there on our post here today. And Lou, I wish you the best, and definitely want to check out some of those games this year. And tell my friend Dan Valenti that that you guys are playing at the American Legion over at Dalton. He can just walk over to the game. So
Right.
so
Well, he must see us there. He must.
maybe he can swing a bat or two, get out there. So all right. So you have a great day, Lou. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon, man.
Okay. I hope to see you out there.